I think I'll make a quick video offering an appraisal and endorsement of 1995's Whisper of the Heart, directed by Yoshifumi Kondo. A Studio Ghibli production written by Hayao Miyazaki, based off of a 1989 manga of the same name by Ari Hiragi, Whisper of the Heart might be what you expect, except in one respect. It really does work. You're anticipating some sentimental, coming-of-age, emotional awkwardness, saccharine sweetness, luscious locales, animated with a vivid luminosity, coloured with satiating saturation. To some, this is a dream come true. To others, well, I apologise for describing the film as you may have already barfed. Although, in my opinion, it really does work. My only complaint is that I find that John Denver song annoying, but it's nice that it brings so much joy to the film's likeable and impressively, almost weirdly, relatable protagonist. I can get something of a contact high from it, frankly. I tend to enjoy the Studio Ghibli films in general, especially their body of work which had been released prior to Whisper of the Heart, although even still, this is a uniquely admirable piece of work. Actually, I'd consider it the fourth best film Ghibli had made up to this point. I would say I prefer Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso, and certainly Ocean Waves. And honestly, aside from Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away, none of their films after Whisper of the Heart resonate with me in a sincerely comparable way. Beautiful film just to look at, immaculately framed, beautifully drawn, gorgeously coloured. All in all, this film is a spectacular experience. A part of me considers its narrative conservative and contrived, although I don't know, there's a certain candid audacity to certain scenes, such as when protagonist Shizuku has to turn down a friend's romantic proposal, or when her parents admit they have been partially neglecting her due to external stresses. Its narrative, the manga perhaps ought to be credited here, depicts the challenges of his protagonist earnestly and considerately, not as an escapist fantasy, as many 21st century teen anime seem to function as, but as a serious, though sympathetic, character exploration. The screenplay does not make out Shizuku's problems to be truly daunting or even outright challenging, although it makes clear and validates her internal malaise and her inevitable misery at feeling so inadequate, ungrateful, and unable to feel good and happy. I think the film is getting at something real, probably owing to the fact that the manga's writer, Aoi Haragi, is a woman herself. It would appear that old man Miyazaki stayed true to her work, as did director Yoshifumi Kondo. This film has a sadness hanging over it which it cannot help, really. Yoshifumi Kondo would pass away suddenly in 1998 at the age of 47. Whisper of the Heart would be his only directorial feature. Kondo was, at one time, intended to be the artistic successor to Miyazaki and Takahata, although alas this was not to be. If anyone is familiar with 2002's The Cat Returns, it is a playful spin-off to Whisper of the Heart, which I believe I happened to view before I ever did Whisper of the Heart. The Cat Returns offers a fantasy follow-up of sorts to the narrative of this film. In Whisper of the Heart, Shizuku encounters a peculiar statue of an anthropomorphic cat. In The Cat Returns, this statuette comes to life in order to rescue a high school student from being absorbed into the secret cat kingdom. It's a decent watch, nothing outstanding, although fairly pleasant. Whisper of the Heart's finest attribute is animation, simply looking at it, although it surprises me when I find myself admiring its narrative components as well. As I say about several of these films, you already know what you will think of this film. Although, if you don't believe me that this film is emotionally effective wherein other anime teen dramas might have been overly sentimental, glamorously unreal, or grossly perverted, you're lost, my friends.